Yeah. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Thank y'all for tuning in at our special time. I know it's 6 o'clock and it is not our usual unmasking time, but I wanted to make room and time for unmasking for domestic violence awareness. It is so important that we bring awareness to domestic violence. And so tonight we have our guest is Free Little. She has her own talk show, but she's a correspondent for hold on, let me see if she's available. Let me see. Let me find her. There she go. Hey, boo!
Hey, I just dropped in.
I am so glad that you dropped in today. I know you
Hey.
have your own talk show, so I appreciate you coming on mine
It's
to
my
talk.
honor to be here.
I am so excited to have you on. And
Thank
we've
you.
already had Miss Jennifer, Dr. Jennifer on, and she educated us and gave us some good tea.
Yes,
And so,
yes.
can you tell us a little bit about yourself first, and then
Okay.
tell us about the play?
Okay. First of all, I am so excited to be here on Unmasking the Blueprint with Rachel Pens. So I'm honored to be here as well. And also this very serious topic of domestic violence, whether it's a female or a male, it's still very serious. So it's near and dear to my heart because I personally have experienced domestic violence. But I want to talk about the play and then we'll get into that a little later. But the Gospel Golden Girls and the men that they hurt is, of course, I'm rocking my purple today because that's the color for domestic violence for men. And as you know, I am a host, not a co-host of the Simply Free Little Talk. So it is very important that we get information out and accurate information. So that's why I'm here. And I do a lot of other business adventures and things, but I really want to stay focused on being a correspondent for the Purple Carpet as a Purple Carpet correspondent for this play. It's very near and dear, like I said, to my heart. I see people hurt all the time, and as you being a life coach as I am, we hear a lot of stories all the time of how people have been affected by this. And sometimes people don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing. That's what they believe, or they're just in fear. Yeah.
It's sad, and it's all that is true.
Yes, yes. So
It's like
we have 3 nights for the show. 3 nights. Friday night, October 21st, the show begins at 7 p.m. Saturday, October 22nd at 7 p.m. And Sunday is a 5 p.m. show,
okay,
all at the same location. Let me give y'all the address. I want to make sure I'm right. 3414 LeBranch Street in Houston. That is the Midtown Arts Theater. Yes. See, I remembered everything.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And
I'm
so
reading it.
I love it. You know, I read it.
I
Doesn't
read
matter.
it.
At least it got out. That's all that mattered. Okay. And
Yes.
so I know that you're here on behalf of the play, but
Yes.
have you personally ever experienced any domestic violence yourself?
Yes, I have. I have. I was a very young lady and very influencing by someone just treating you really, really nice. And the
Mm,
person that I was in a relationship with for 6 months was absolutely the best. I'm telling you, everything I would even think I wanted was granted. Even from birthday parties to really nice trips, clothes, shoes, So you just thinking, hey, money was all of that. But until, and I saw signs now when you look back,
mm,
but the signs were there of control. The signs was there of a little jealousy. And so when I really realized, hey, this is something's not right with this. I mean, the material things are good. And that's what kind of kept me a little longer in the 6 months. And I understand that. We kind of stay in certain things that we know is like, I don't know, this not too right here, but they're giving me this and they're doing this. And so you think, I don't want to give that up. A sports car, your car, yeah, you kind of weigh it, I don't know, saving your paycheck, using theirs, and really those are some of the material things that hold people. Also, you think, well, they're loving on you, they're lavishing you with gifts and very affectionate, extremely affectionate. So when I did make the decision, I knew, okay, none of this matters. if this person will not allow me out their sight or they're acting kind of strange, then I need to leave. So I thought being open and communicating the way that I do, and I said, hey, I think we need to just be friends and go our separate ways. That didn't turn out well for me. My right side of my face received a punch, and this was all swollen. So I had to literally physically run from the house to their neighbor's home, and the neighbor really helped save me. And so from that day to this day, I was like, I will never, ever put myself in a situation where anyone can physically harm me. And, I'm just grateful that I'm alive as a result. I do know that domestic violence is very serious. It's serious business because people will hurt you and think that you're their property.
They
So,
will.
yeah, I personally have experienced that.
Thank you so much for sharing. First
No
of all,
problem. No problem.
I
Hope it
definitely
blesses
appreciate
someone.
it. That's the point. That's why
I pray
that's
it
how I was
blesses someone.
determined to have the show, because somebody's listening who's in
Yes.
this situation. And guys, I want you to understand. She thought in her mind that
Hmm.
she seen the flags,
I
the
did.
controlling,
I saw it.
and she thought they would be okay to just let him know, hey, I want to let this go. I don't want to do this anymore. And he physically put his hands on her. And so if you are in a relationship and you want to end that relationship and you feel any type of way, do not end that relationship in private.
Mm.
In a relationship
Mm.
in an open area around other people.
Yes.
Because guess what, guys? It could have ended badly.
Definitely.
Okay. It really could have. And so we're so glad that you're here. You bless us every day
Thank
with your
you.
presence,
Thank
with your
you.
talk show, with your sharing and your caring. And so we would definitely, yes. So I'm just glad that that went well. And thank you so much for, like I said, for sharing, because people don't
Yes.
understand that when you tell your story, you're helping somebody else
Yes.
be
Yes.
able
Absolutely.
to be comfortable, either to one, share their story, or two, to see that there is a way out.
There is. There is. And although let me kind of add to that. I wasn't in a bad relationship that I believed. See, that's another
Right.
thing. That's a trick also of that whole process. For 6 months, I was treated like a queen. Everything a lady thinks she wants, from the material things to the affection to the listening to what I wanted to do, what I aspire to do, and even help me to achieve those goals. But when I said I'm ready to leave the relationship, they were not ready to let me go, because in
Absolutely.
their mind I was their property and this was supposed to be forever. So
Absolutely.
that
So I
wasn't a
hope,
healthy relationship,
and didn't even know it.
and didn't even know
Okay.
it. See, and those are some of what I call the surprise attacks of a domestic violence, because I didn't see those types of signs of physical abuse. I didn't see that he even had an anger streak in him. He never showed me that. I was like put on a pedestal. So why would you think that this person would harm you? They're
Right.
giving you all this affection, but that's a sign. That's one of the little tips or red flags that you should say.
The red
Man,
flag, the quiet
that was a
sign that
red
you didn't even
flag.
like.
Overly, and it's kind of I call it a catch 22, because as I'm older now and I look back on what happened, I see why I did not see that it was a red flag. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, wow, we're going on trips, we traveling, and we doing all these things, and he's like complimenting me, all the things that we say as females we want to hear from our mate. You look beautiful, baby. I love how your hair is, and those shoes, and and you wake up and you have clothes next to you. You wake up and you're treated queen, like the queen you are. Whatever
And
you want. No, don't worry about it. I'm cooking today.
yep, and
But
don't
when I
even
said I'm ready to go, that this is it, and I thought, hey, I was being nice. That was supposed to work, but it didn't.
right. Like,
I
wait a
thought,
minute.
I
Wait a
thought I
minute.
was nice about it. So
Yeah.
but that
It's
wasn't the
not.
case. Yes. So
Thank
domestic
you.
violence is real.
Yeah,
It
it
really
is.
is. And it can
It
happen just like that, because mine happened very quickly. very quick. I mean, a different person was in front of me that had
Oh
not been
yeah.
in front of me, that I didn't think was in front of me. Let me say that.
Oh yeah, that's usually not like a, oh, give me a second, let me go get my other personality. Hold on.
Yes,
Hold on.
no,
Let
you're
me go,
right.
let me
You're
go
right.
change real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
usually like, what? Hold up.
yeah.
What just happened? You know? What happened? So yeah, a lot of times people will tell you like domestic
Yeah.
violence, it goes from like we went from loving to what the heck just happened?
Yes,
Like
showering with gifts and
how did
trips
we
and
get here? Yeah,
yes, and
absolutely.
finances and all the things that, like I said, that you think you want. You know, flowers sent to the job, and oh, he smells so good, and you're like, oh, you know, he loves me, he cares about me, and it was just a control. It was a way to keep me,
Right.
but I didn't realize that I was really in a dangerous situation, like you said, because it was done behind closed doors, in the privacy of his home. I'm thinking, okay, this is a safe thing, but thank God for being able to run fast and get away.
Right. The instinct. That like what's that fast, quick instinct. I love that.
Yeah,
So
flight. Because I know I
what
couldn't beat him.
right? You're like, let me run.
Let me
Okay.
run.
So you're here being a correspondent for the Purple Carpet for the Gospel Girls and the
Yes,
Man Who Hurt Them. And so the dates are October the 21st through the 23rd. And
exactly.
so what's your thoughts about the play?
Oh man, necessary. If I had to
Mm,
choose one word, necessary. But I'll continue with other words like excellence, brilliant, on time, and actually surprising. That's what I'm gonna say about this play. There will be some surprises that will lead people that are sitting in the audience like in awe. So Dr. Jennifer Gilbert did a phenomenal job. Fantastic, anointed type of great artists that are in the play. They're going to have you, in suspense about some things, but at the same time, you can relate to the characters. So that's what I'm excited about.
I was really shocked at
Yes.
the statistics
Uh,
of the men that get abused.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, I was in a domestic violence relationship for over 12 years.
Wow.
And so going to counseling, being with other women in AAA and doing all these other things, it's always about us women,
Mm.
the women that get abused, the women that's in domestic violence relationship, the women who's
Nope.
the men who's drinking, you know? And so
Yes.
I never really saw that side.
Wow.
And so the numbers was just, I don't have the numbers in front of me. Do you happen to have the
Mhm.
numbers?
I do not have the numbers, and that was one thing I really wanted to bring on today, and it just
I
escaped
was,
me. But I will say this: it is alarming of
it
the
is
numbers, though,
alarming.
because it's not a minimal number. It
It's,
is really a high rate, and it's increasing because women are becoming more aggressive, and they are. I don't know. I don't want to get in the mind or assume anybody's mindset, but I know that men are being abused physically, mentally. There's that same control that I experience. And it's like I'll lavish you with all of this and get you in one place, but then you can't go anywhere. You can't go with your homeboys. You can't do anything because I'm like, you ain't going. And I've talked to guys like that, and they're getting beat up and they're hiding their bruises and things, because they don't want anyone to know that my wife or my girlfriend just beat me up
I,
or
I think,
assaulted me.
I think coming from the vice versa,
Mhm.
I don't think that we was taught that it was wrong to hit a guy. Like when guys
Absolutely.
do something, it's okay to give him a little punch.
Mm.
He's acting up. It's okay to give him a little, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
a little inside the neck, right? Uh, Domestic violence, oh Lord, I can't say the word, narcissist.
Narcissistic.
Oh Lord, Jesus, I
Yes,
can't get the word
that's
out.
and
Yes,
that's
that's
also
true.
on the
Yes,
rise.
yes,
That
it is.
characteristic
Yes,
is
it is,
on the
Miss
rise.
Linda. Yes,
Yes,
it is.
yes, for males and females.
It is.
It really is. And I don't think sometimes that the individuals know. It's going back to that, like I
No,
said,
they don't.
showering you with the gifts, giving you everything you think you want. and you think you in a great place. Like I said, I just knew we're gonna be together for the rest of our lives, because you're showering me and I'm waking up to beautiful things. And
Right.
yeah.
Why do you believe? Why do you believe that men don't want to admit that they're getting abused?
Ah, I think because of society, first and foremost. Society sees men as strong, where they can't cry. We tell men that
Mm,
man up. We even have sayings like that. That's really a false sense of pride, is what it is. And so men will walk around and not admit that, they're really going
yeah.
through it. They're really being mentally abused. They're being beat down, because like a lot of the people that I've counseled, a lot of the men that I've counseled, when I first heard that from a man that he was being abused, and I'm seeing this large and statue person, arms buffed, and he's like, she's fighting me, and I don't want to
Right.
fight her back. And so that's another reason that there's a shame, because it's like men are taught by society and family not to hit a female,
Right.
and so their defense is just to push her away. But when she's scratching or she's punching and she's kicking, and you're dealing with this on a daily basis, you don't know what to do. So it's kind of embarrassment as well. It's shameful that this person is doing these things to you that you really don't want to happen, but she's someone you love. And so how do
Right.
you work through that? And you are this man, this strong statue that we have placed in society, in the mindsets that men can't cry, they can't go and whine and say, man, I'm having this problem with her physically hitting me. Yeah. That's
Right.
the reason why it was hidden for so many years. This didn't just start. This has been going on. But men, they accept it or they tolerated it.
That it's just so sad. It's so many things that I want to say, but I'm just trying to stay. So, I have sons.
Yes.
All I gave birth to is boys.
Uh,
And so when one of my kids came to me and was like, "This girl is hitting on me," like I'm like, "Well, why do you think that that's okay?"
yeah,
And
because
she was
it's
like,
not.
"Well, he's annoying me." And I was like, "Okay, well, when he annoy you, you need to find another
Mhm.
spot because putting your hands on him is what you should not be doing."
Mm.
Because because I give him, if I tell him the okay to hit you, then I'm wrong. But then if
Yes.
I hit you, then I'm
Um,
also wrong. You see what I'm saying? So in society, we have to teach our girls to keep their hands to themselves as well, because you have mothers like myself who teach my boys, don't hit these girls.
yes. And
You
that's what you
know,
want to tell your son. You don't want to tell
right?
your son to beat her down. You don't want to,
She hit you, hit her back,
yeah, you don't want to do
hit
that.
her
Yeah.
back, right?
And then our men are taught to walk away or to ignore, or it'll get better. Kind of sort of like the same things we tell the females, oh, work with this or do that. But in this case, someone is physically putting their hands on you. There is verbal abuse, and
Right,
it's mental, because now your psyche is being attacked. And as a man, you're being beat down. You're not good enough. You don't do anything right. Man, I need a strong man. We have to work. We have to watch our words that we
right,
speak out. Yeah.
right. And now also you told your mama on me.
Now you don't put your mama in it. So now I'm thinking you're really weak, you know?
Because I don't want to choke you out, right?
But that's true. And so again, that's what makes a man say, well, I don't want to
Right,
say anything.
right. So do I just take the abuse? Exactly. And this is real conversation.
This is
You
real
know, it's real
conversation.
conversation
Yeah.
because as a mother of boys, I teach my boys, try not to put your hands, and I use the word try because we're all human.
Turn this
You
light
can
on.
only take so much. You know what I'm saying? Try not to put your hands on it. Do maneuver, do the worm or something,
Do the
do the worm on that girl. Just
weave and bob and weave, huh?
bob and weave,
Whatever you have to do, because
but then we raise all these aggressive females. Like, where's all these aggressive, wannabe men? I don't want to say wannabe, but just aggressive females. It's like, be a lady. Keep your hands to yourself.
Well, I think that's also a defense mechanism too.
It could be. It could be.
Because I think that they don't want. I think they want to
use your words. Use your words.
Use your words. Communication, effective communication.
Audience, drop some comments in the links. What's y'all thoughts about that? What's y'all thoughts? We
use your words. Yes, I like that.
But
communication has to be taught for some people, and
it does.
And I'll say this to add to the conversation: there are females who have actually admitted that they became controlling like this because of their environment. They saw mom get beat up, and they were like, I'm not going to be that woman. I'm going to beat him down if he hits me. So we have to learn the love language, but we also have to learn how to effectively communicate.
That's true.
I know a person that, that's all they saw was their mother get beat up. So, and this was a male. So his anger was beating other people up. That's the way he coped with what he saw.
Yeah, like, it ain't gonna be me. Like, it ain't gonna be me.
Sometimes survival is the way some people do it, but it's good that we're having open dialogue like this regarding domestic violence, because it happens both ways. But now we definitely can say that the male gender is really under attack with this. And a lot of times they are subjected to hiding it because of fear of what their friends are going to think, their peers, their homeboy, if they play basketball with, or they going, they're playing football.
Even the cops.
Yes.
Like when the cops get called, because let me tell you, I used to, when I first got into domestic violence, at first I was getting abused, and then I started like, you want to hit? Let's hit then, right? So when the cops come, he be like, 911, what you call it? Don't call the cops. You hit me first, right? And he like, can you get her? And the cops like, man, you want to go to jail? And he like, she hit me first. I'm like, I did not hit him first, but I am hitting him last, right?
And that's also another thing.
But the cops gonna take, no offense, and we on live, but the cops gonna take our side.
Absolutely. Well, in some instance.
And most of the time, they're gonna take the female side. And so the guys are like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose this battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that could be another reason why they're like, I don't even want to call, because when I call, I'm gonna be the one that get thrown to the ground. I'm gonna be the one that's wrong in the situation. I'm the one that should have walked away in the situation. Yes. And so, but at the end of the day, he did start it. I never started it, but I was gonna finish it.
Wow. So one of the gentlemen that I counseled, and you just brought up a good point, that when the police are called, this guy actually was taken immediately to jail as soon as the cops arrived on the scene.
Especially he was a buff guy. I bet he was.
And he called. They had the 911 call. He called, and all he wanted to do was just get her off of him, and he did not want to get in trouble. But immediately handcuffs was placed on him, and he was taken to jail. And she hit him. He was bleeding. So that's another reason.
And I can honestly say I can believe that, because I know my son in that situation did this kind of same thing happen. And I know for a fact he didn't do anything either. So it's just such a hard. This is such a hard topic.
It is. It really is.
Such a hard topic. Because if you're not really in the room and in the situation and not knowing exactly what's going on and who is the person and who started it, you just never know who's the actual victim. So it's just crazy. So have you personally seen any change in domestic violence? Like hold on, let me make sure I answer how did I word it? Have you seen any change for the better regarding domestic violence awareness?
I would say absolutely. There are many more organizations that are in operation now. There are many opportunities for someone to come out of domestic violence, whether they're male or female. And it's so confidential now versus before. Like I said, the male would be taken to jail immediately, or no one would get counseling. Now counseling is implemented.
Oh, that's
So
good.
there's improvement. There's opportunities, like I said, for someone to receive the counseling that they need versus before, oh, that's Joe and Anna, they'll get into it again. And everybody knew, and everybody kind of
Oh,
like passively accepted the fact that these two individuals going to be fighting every Thursday or every Saturday. Or when
that's
there's a
true.
party, you knew that Bobo and Jill was going to have a fight every time when they're at the party. And we kind of accepted it back in the day, so to speak. But now that's unacceptable. And now we're trying to get to the root cause. Why are you fighting? Why do you put your hands on someone? Why are you bringing
Yeah.
harm to someone? Why do you speak in that manner? Why do you talk down to your spouse? Why do you do those things? So
Right, right.
there's counseling available now versus
I love
before,
that.
no one wanted to accept counseling. We have more life coaches now. We have more therapists now. We have more people that are willing to be available to help you, and more services available. As in the past, that was a no-no. Men was getting abused and no one wanted to admit that they're getting beat up.
Do you think that the cops are getting more training on men abuse?
And most, yes, they are. I would say yes. I would say
That's
yes
good.
more now that they're not just taking the male to jail now. I know some females are being taken to jail now as a result. And
Okay.
now it's being more exposed because of social media. We actually have recent incident, a rapper, it was captured where he and his girlfriend was at a restaurant. She just walked up and punched him. But then there's another
Wow.
incident where they were in another public place and they were fighting. So I'm not saying that that's good, but it's also a way for now we can address it. We have dialogue. We can establish communication and say, hey, this is wrong, and tell our youth, whether it's a girl, a female, or a male, that's not right. Keep your hands to yourself.
Right, right. That's so important. And I think that's the
Extremely.
that's just the key word. It's just to keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your
Keep
hands
your
to
hands to yourself, communicate, and use your words.
communicate. Use your words.
Use your words. I done reached my level. This is the level, because
Choice
y'all know
words.
huh?
Select your words. Carefully select your words.
I don't even care what words you say. If I tell you that I had enough, that's enough. That's enough right there. Move
No, what I was
around.
referring to, don't curse anyone out and don't belittle them, and and all the
Right,
things that really affect someone mentally. Those are the things I'm saying. Because
right. I got you.
domestic violence, we think only physical.
Ooh,
But we
that's
need
true.
to also address the mental,
That's facts.
the
That's
manipulation. Someone said earlier, the
ooh.
spirit, I call it a spirit of narcissistic. You think you don't do anything wrong, but everybody else is wrong.
It's everybody else's fault.
And you have to remember, those that operate in that, they have everybody believing around them that it is the other person, because 96% of the time the narcissistic individual is a habitual liar.
Oh no, I
So
never
they
knew that.
create a world. Yeah, they create a world of havoc, but it's everyone but them.
Okay. I learned
Yeah.
something new on the
I'm
show.
not the specialist, but I will say that Dr. Lamar Renee Spencer, she can look up on Facebook. I love it. She has almost like a series when it comes to relationships like that, and sharing
Mhm.
with people what to look for, the red flags. And we really need to be mindful of those red flags. There's a reason that you have this gut feeling like something's, no, it ain't right there.
Sometimes we just want to be loved so bad. Or we have that need, like they're taking care of another need. And
Yes.
so we kind of just let go of that, bypass the urge that's telling us to run or no or don't do that. And so we just keep willy manila and we just keep
Yeah.
going. but our flight signals went on. We just didn't listen to them. And
Even
so
that, yeah. Go ahead. I'll
no,
add.
you're good. You go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just going to add. You said that the flight signals, like you need to leave. I was getting all of that, even in the
Mm-hmm.
what was appearing to be good, because it was just like too good to be real. But it was legit. That was the personality that I was dealing with at the moment. The showering of the gifts, the pampering, the rubbing of the feet, the rubbing of the back, the all the things you want. So what did that do for you?
Right.
That draws you in. And it was consistent until I said, I'm tired and I'm ready to go. And then it was like, okay, that's when the other person came out. That's what I always refer to. The other person came
Right.
out and said, you ain't going anywhere. You know,
Okay. Not
and
today. Not
And,
today.
and let me even say this, because this may help some young lady. Even after my face was swollen, right? This person still was like, I love you. I'll do anything you want me to do.
Ooh.
And was willing and did. Came with groceries in hand and everything and doing everything nice. It's like, no. The mother was involved, like you the mother that was involved, like, please don't press charges and all of that. But it was beyond that for me. It was like, no, I'm done. And that's it. And I've always been that I'm a done person. When I'm done, I'm done. And it was just nothing that could have been done. Nothing. The violation for me was too much. But I understand why other people stay. My reason to stay, it could have been because of the showering and the love that was going to be there. But was it going to be another year or 5 years down the line? That other person was going to come out and do something worse than just punch me.
Right.
So I didn't want to take that chance.
And
It
so we
don't do that
definitely
good.
appreciate you sharing, because I mean, because people need to know. You
Yes,
know,
people need to know.
everybody experience
Yes,
is so different, and how it looks is and presented is so different. And
the
so how it
packaging.
looks for you could be looking just like for somebody else, like, oh yes, that's what happened to me. And
Yes.
how I represent it, how somebody else presented, all going to be so different, but it's going to resonate with somebody else.
Hmm.
And that resonance, oh girl, I'm telling you, my
It
words is on the
resonated.
thousand.
Yes,
Thank you, baby. It's on the thousand
it's
today.
okay.
It's
I
gonna
get
help.
tired.
Thank you, baby. It's definitely gonna help another sister or even a
Yes.
brother out. And so
Yes.
I just gonna tell y'all this, my brothers and my sisters. You're never gonna be able to stop somebody from hitting you. Never.
Never, never, never,
Never.
never.
The person who's gonna stop hitting you, they're gonna have to decide within themselves
That's
that
it.
they're going to stop hitting you. It's nothing that you can do. You can't love
That's
them
good.
hard enough. You can't
Or
love them
forgive them enough.
physically. You can't love them physically. You can't love them mentally. You can't buy them any. You can't flower them with anything. Nothing is enough. They have to somewhat resonate within themselves and go,
Hmm.
I am no longer going to put my hands on this person or that person. How do I
Yeah.
know people can change? Because I know people can change, because I have changed.
Yes.
Anybody who know me know I used to be a fighter. And when I say a
Like
fighter,
her.
fighter, I used to climb over tables to get to you. And this is
Mhm.
this is not bragging. I'm
I
very
understand.
disappointed
I
in the I'm
understand.
very disappointed in the little girl. But
Yes.
that little
Yes.
girl used to be held down and was told to be quiet.
Hmm.
And I had determined that nobody would ever hold me down in my life. And so how she came out was a swinger. So when anybody was opposition to me,
Yes.
got this work. And
They
they
got
got
to
this
work.
work all across the table. Men, women, adults, children,
I can
pastors,
relate.
everybody got the work. And
Yes.
it did, and I go to jail for the work, I go to prison for the work, and it didn't matter. And
Mm.
people didn't stop getting the work until
Mm.
I worked on Rachel.
That's it. That's it.
When I loved me and I
Mhm.
realized that I had control of my hands and my mouth, and I was responsible for my behavior,
That's right.
nothing free can tell me. I
Nothing.
would get in my car and go to Free house and
And you
snatch
gonna
out
get me.
and snatch her out of a house that she paid for on everything.
I understand that too.
I'm talking about a house. I mean,
I
a
do. I
whole house
really
that I
do.
don't even pay for. And but I'm gonna snatch her out and mean that with a period. Okay, that makes no sense. I'm not proud of that at all. So when I tell
Wow.
you that when I hear people say nobody that person can't change, a person
Mm,
can change. I am a 100% witness that a person can change. But the
choice.
key, but the key is they. I wrote a book called Own It. It's called
Hmm.
Own It, Take Your Life Back. I wrote
Yeah.
that book with blood and tears and crying. And when I got through writing that book, that's when I changed.
Wow.
That
Wow.
was the day that I realized I own me. I
Yes.
actually took
Yes.
my life back the day that I wrote that book.
Mm.
Anybody can take their life back. You can take
Yes.
your life back.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to tell
Absolutely.
you, I love you. I love everybody
Mm.
who's listening. But if
Yes.
somebody's abusing you, you can't love them
You
enough.
cannot.
You can't buy them enough. You can't do nothing
Wow.
to them enough. They have to say, I don't want to put my hands on you no more. And they have to change in order to not to do it.
That's
And the
true.
day that
That
they
is true.
decide to change, when they decide to change, that is the day that they will stop.
Yes.
Because my daddy could make me stop. My mother could make me stop. Me having my children didn't make me stop.
Wow.
I stopped when I decided all the things that was holding me back, I had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so thank you so much, Free, for being on
Oh,
the
no
show.
problem.
But
And
before we go, I want her to go
mhm.
ahead. I just
No, no, no.
want
Go ahead.
you
Go ahead.
to give you I want you to tell them about the experience, about the purple carpet. I want you to
Yes.
tell them a little bit more about the show. Make sure you give them the nuggets on how to find it. Is there any more tickets? Make sure you tell us that. Make sure you
Okay.
tell them about your personal show, because I want to make sure they following you. Free always got so much amazing things going on her own personal show. So I definitely appreciate her being on my show.
Thank you.
And I think that's about
I'm
it.
trying to
And
look.
thank
Look,
y'all
I'm
for
trying to
tuning
look for
in.
something. I'm trying to look for it now. But yeah, what I wanted to just end with and say this, Rachel, is that always try to look at those signs, those red flags. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore the red flags about people. My flags were very nice, extremely nice. And it was where I was happy with that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't somebody doing something bad to me for the 6 to 8 months. It wasn't.
Right, right.
They were very kind, very considerate, you know. But it was just that hidden control. Now we say narcissistic personality or a narcissistic person, but back then we didn't know that.
We didn't know.
We didn't know that those are some of the red flags that now we talk about red flags. So I would say overall, things have gotten better, Rachel, regarding this. Now it's up to the person, and I want to say this: it's up to the person to make a decision, like you did, that you wanted to change from the
Right.
person that would fight you and just go off. That was the way you handle things. But again, you looked at the root cause, the little girl. The root cause, as I said earlier, the guy his mother was beating him down. There was also molestation. And so when he got older, he was just beating people up to take care of that hurt. But until you
Mm-hmm.
address that hurt within yourself, as well as the abuser, until they address that hurt and deal with whatever that is, get to the root cause, they're going to continue that same pattern of mentally, physically, and spiritually abusing someone.
And all those are facts. Thank you, Miss Linda. We definitely appreciate you tuning in with us. What Zuri? How you say that? Zori?
Let me see.
You know how to
Oh,
tell people
Zuri.
name. Zuri, you know how to tell people name. Thank you for tuning in, Zuri. I will tell your name up. Thank
Yes,
you,
you
Mike, for
will.
tuning in. Thank you, Kim Messenger, for tuning in.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate it. Yes, you got to get to the root cause.
You have to. You
You
have
have
to.
to.
Yeah.
Um, and so we thank you for your last minute nuggets. Now,
Oh,
anything else
thank you.
about the purple carpet? Did we get
The
everything
purple
out?
carpet. I'm looking forward to everyone on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. They still can get tickets. Go to Eventbrite. The tickets are $40. I would suggest that you get your tickets immediately. I don't think it's a whole lot left, but it's at 4114 LeBranch Street at the Midtown Arts Theater. I don't think you want to miss the gospel golden girls and the men they heard. See, I'm messing
I
with you,
love it.
Rachel.
I love it.
The gospel golden girls and the men they heard. A lot of surprises, a lot of twists and turns that you would not be. You'll be amazed at. The surprises are necessary again because this is happening every day. We do have men that are being violated. Yes. So I'm really excited to see this. Not that it's a twist because it's a male or female, but to get the awareness out that men, you do not have to be silent. Like Rachel said about this, that's no longer. You don't have to operate in silence. You do not have to continue to be abused. Speak out, speak out. There's help available for you. And I thank you for allowing me to be here to be transparent. I don't mind sharing my journey because everything about the journey brought me to who I am today. So I'm very grateful to be able to tell my testimony of domestic violence and also encourage someone that you don't have to stay in that. You don't. I don't care how good, how many gifts they shower you with, and how much they give to you. Is when they put their hands on you, that's a whole different world. Whole different world.
Absolutely. Because they don't mean to kill you.
No, no,
They,
because
they
I
don't
don't
mean to
know
kill you.
that one punch could have ended up being something else later. So that was enough for me. But I was
So,
trying to leave before when everything was still good.
right.
And I'm thinking in my mind that hey, all I had to do was say, "I'm this is over. Let's be friends," and that wasn't what they wanted. So again, you have to be careful. You don't know what's going on in the other person's mind. That's what my experience was.
Right. And
So
so
thank you, Rachel.
thank you, Queen. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank
Thank y'all
you.
for tuning in on our unusual time on a
Yes,
Tuesday.
but I am
All right.
so excited, Rachel,
Me
being a
too.
purple carpet correspondent for the
I know.
gospel golden
I'm
girls and the
excited.
men they hurt.
Until next time,
Thank
I see
you.
y'all next Tuesday. I know
I,
she's so you see her, she's want to dance out. My husband not here.
I know.
My
I was
husband,
like,
my husband
I
at
was
the
ready.
studio dropping it. Y'all, he have a new song that should be out next.
Yes,
I
that's
think
my
in two
coach.
weeks. I don't even know the name of this new song, child, but he got a new song that'll be out in 2 weeks. So he not here to
Um,
dance us out. So we gotta
yeah.
pretend.
We
Y'all,
go say,
boom, well,
yes.
boom, boom, boom. Bye, girl. Signing out. We don't got no music to sign out
Bye.
to.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and
Peace and love.
love.